Hi, hello, hey, I'm Ray Renee. Welcome back to another episode of A Spark of Thought, the podcast where we talk about what I want and hopes what you need to hear. Bitch, we're mic'd up. Normally I come to you with this little situation, okay? 99 cents at the Goodwill. Best dollar I've ever spent. But everything needs an upgrade, okay? So, to celebrate said upgrade, we are in the kitchen because why does it look so messy? Because it is. Look at that. Look at that mess. We're gonna clean the kitchen and chat. And I'm also gonna make a cup of coffee. I don't know, girl. Let's just get the fuck into it. We're cleaning up the kitchen. We're going over some notes, okay? I have been having a very hard time just like doing anything. Also, fit check. We've got the Crocs with no socks and pants. Okay, so first room in my list that I want to give you a creative push to help you enter the room for is indeed la cocina. So I don't know about you, but I never like learned how to cook, but I absolutely would consider myself like someone who makes good meals. I wouldn't call myself like a chef. I will admit sometimes, like my food is never gross, but sometimes I do get stuck with making something like a little bit bland where it's like, you could have taken a little bit more time with the seasoning on that. But for the most part, I'm a decent cook. I make decent food. It's whatever. So recently I've been getting in a slump of like, all I eat is vegan slop. It's fine, but there's not much soul in it. Like I was just eating a lot of like 1, 2, 3 on a plate, but I didn't feel like I had anything really tying it all together and like making it delicious. I felt like my food was as miserable and upset as I was. So I have been basing a lot of my meals recently around pickled red onions. I feel like I'm basically just making the same things, but like literally adding pickled onions on top. And I make my own pickled onions. It's amazing. It's amazing. And talk about not needing external validation, but needing external completion, baby. The difference that adding crunch and citrus on top of your meal will make, okay? I don't give a fuck what you're eating. Adding pickled red onion or pickles or any pickled item, tasty, delicious, good for your gut, and also making pickled onions, making a pickled item is very easy, okay? You just chop up your thing and then you put it in a bowl. I don't even put mine in a mason jar and do all that shit. I literally put it in a bowl. I add lime juice, water, brown sugar, salt, pepper, garlic powder, pickled red onions, okay? Oh, and alongside pickled red onions, another food that I've learned how to make recently that is so easy and like it just will genuinely change the way you're eating your meal is homemade hummus. It's literally put your chickpeas and some oil and some seasonings in a food processor. and then it's done. Okay, I'm gonna make a coffee. Cooking doesn't have to be elaborate. It can be as simple as like, I know how to make bomb ass pickled red onions and hummus, and I'm telling you, literally put them on any type of bowl, any type of salad, a sandwich, a flatbread, anything, like literally anything. If you have any type of food item, pickled red onions can go on it. And probably hummus too, but certainly pickled red onions. And they're so fucking delicious, I'm telling you. And now that you've like successfully made those things and they're so delicious, they're so wonderful, you can put them on your accomplishment list of, I might not know how to cook all things, but I make fire fucking pickled red onions and I make a banging ass hummus. Hello, that is an accomplishment, bitch, okay? Literally make your homemade hummus, bring some bread and pickled onions to an event. Do you think that's not an amazing add-on to the party? Or maybe you're just heading over to the kitchen and like me, you're just doing a few dishes today. And your accomplishment is, I did not cook myself a meal today, but I stood in the kitchen and I did the dishes. And I think that sounds like not an accomplishment and it sounds like kind of funny and it sounds like stupid, But honestly, like, for me at least, I think that doing the dishes is the hardest part to cooking. So like, if you need to be in a schedule where you do the dishes one day and you cook the next day, or maybe you do batch cooking so that you only have to cook something one day in the week, and then the next day or the rest of the week, shit, you spend your time just day by day coming in the kitchen and doing something. Put it on your accomplishment list, bitch, because it sounds like you're doing the damn thing, even when it's really fucking hard. Okay, next room in the house, your craft room. Or if you're like me, wherever you do crafts in the house because you don't have a craft room. Mine is specifically like on the couch. I love doing my arts and crafts on the couch, not at a desk. The two activities, the two ideas that I have for arts and crafts are drawing and crochet, because those are arts and crafts that I like. For drawing, I thought that it would just be really fun, especially if you're having a really hard time like picking a design or like figuring out what you want to start on next. I just recently started following this page, so I'm not 100% sure on the name, but she creates the cutest little drawings, and she does a little tutorial on them. What I really like about her YouTube page is she breaks down how every shape or every thing is just a basic shape. So if you are running out of things to think about to draw, even if you like recreated something that you last draw, but you focused more on like, how is every little thing a shape? Not only will it like connect you back to the fundamentals of drawing, but I feel like it'll also just make like this really cute, more like cartoony cute, fine line drawing version of whatever you drew. And honestly, I think that would be really, really cool versus just like drawing something out of nowhere with the little shapes, you know? And then for crochet, it's like not the same as the drawing prompt at all, but I still thought this would be so fun and it would take up so much of your time, okay? If you just like, you're like, I'm not really creatively dead, I'm just like bored, I just need something to take up so much of my time, like I need a long day project, attempt to crochet with your non-dominant hand. It's so funny because I'm a lefty and I attempted to learn crochet with my right hand. Could not do it, could not do it, could not do it. Like practiced 4 or 5 different set downs, asked friends to help me, like could not do it. I sat down with a YouTube tutorial for like 3 hours with my left hand. I got it. And occasionally I will try to do it with my right hand. I'm always like, I don't understand. How do I yarn over? How do I hold the hook? How do I hold the yarn? So literally, if you need something to take your entire day, please teach yourself how to crochet with your non-dominant hand. I think that is such a flex. And like, honestly, talk about not needing external validation, just needing external completion when this elbow and this hand cramping, hurting. You got another one, bitch. Recruit her in. Okay, this category is like strictly for me. It's going to the gym, bitch. Literally, look at how tiny I'm getting. Look at how small and pathetic. These biceps used to be bigger. I used to feel like I really had a tricep to show. Now, obviously, like it's more in my head than not. And if I would finally get my ass back into the gym, I could very quickly just, oh my God, my arms feel fine again, right? But here's the piss, girls. I got an earbud stuck in my ear. Stuck in my ear. Literally inside my ear. And it happened at the gym. I'm not even gonna play with you. It's been very difficult to go back. I am having a very hard time going back to the gym, mainly because I don't have any damn earbuds, headphones. Like I can't use those earbuds. I can't use those headphones. But also when I think about an earbud literally being in my ear, I'm like so deeply embarrassed. It's very hard for me to go back to the gym. And like, I just feel very stuck and very unable to get back to the gym. So the gentle push that I have for myself is, I'm sorry if you guys all just saw me touch the tops of my straws. I promise my hands are clean. Just go for the cardio. Just go and get on the stairs or the treadmill or the elliptical. I also have on my list, and this scares the fuck out of me, but I really want to do it. I really want to do it. I need to do it. I need to stop being a little baby bitch and just like, can we do it? Can we do it? My gym has this area where it's just tables. My gym has couches, not just tables, couches. I really want to sit on the couch and crochet at my gym. I literally do, because it's like the gym is my third space. I need to get in there and literally just crochet on the couch. You could do any third space activity in the lobby area, but I like recommend that we do it because I think that honestly it will be such a interesting thing to see for people that I'm like, how would it impact people? Not that I necessarily want people to like walk up to me and like talk to me or anything, but more just like, would it encourage other people to do it? I don't know. Would it encourage people to like keep coming back to the gym? Would people think you're cool? Would they think you're weird? I don't know. And I'm like, I want to know how other people would receive it though. Like, I want to know. I want to know, you know? Or even better, no one gives a fuck at all. They don't say anything at all. And you're literally just there vibing, not even forcing yourself to work out. How fun is that? And yet you went to the space. Because like, honestly, I think sometimes, at least for myself, especially as I accept the fact that like I am autistic and I don't give a fuck what any of my family members say about it, for myself, sometimes it really is just down to you need to have some type of pattern set up. Like, it's just not having the motor pattern. It's not so much about the motor pattern as much as it's like sometimes I have to do the process enough until like I want to go further. If I would just go to the gym and only do cardio, it would honestly only take me 1 or 2 sessions to be like, fuck that, I'm back lifting, baby. Like, doing cardio only is killing me. For an even more personal like example of this, and talk about having to like fuel yourself with your accomplishments, I have been really struggling with brushing my teeth recently. I haven't been struggling to necessarily do it, but when it crosses my mind, my brain is literally like, please don't. Like, you can do it later, not now. I never liked brushing my teeth as a kid. Brushing my teeth has always been a very emotionally triggering thing for me, especially as a kid, more as a kid. Now it's more of just like a sensory thing, but especially as a kid when I didn't understand that sensory element, I had a lot of negative emotions that would come up when I would brush my teeth and a lot of like negative self-talk. So brushing my teeth has always been something that is like uncomfortable for me. And I've had to try a lot of different ways to figure out like, how am I going to get myself to do it? In the mornings, I try to make it something that I do before 12 o'clock. But honestly, I sometimes don't brush my teeth until the middle of the afternoon for the first day. Oh my God, doesn't your mouth feel gross? Yep. Oh my God, don't you want to brush your teeth? Yep. Oh my God, like, don't you just feel so disgusting when you don't brush your teeth? Yep. And honestly, it makes the whole cycle worse. Thank you. And I have had to be very like on top of acknowledging my accomplishments. So every day, really every time, but like sometimes I don't catch him after I've done it, but either every time or at least once a day, I report if I've brushed my teeth or not to my husband. Not for the external validation, but for the like follow-up. It's the completion element of it. I don't get a prize or anything for doing it. I don't do like a reward or anything. Because again, it's not about the validation, but it is about the completion. It's about being able to do something with it. I think taking care of ourselves is so hard because it's like, well, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? Okay, I brush my teeth, now what? Okay, I floss, now what? You know, and the consequence that I live in on a daily basis is I'm another day cavity free. I'm another day without bleeding gums. So I am experiencing the positive consequences, but I was just talking to my husband about that the other day. It's like, but people don't respond well to positive consequences because we think that's just like the norm, and we have to experience something bad in order to go, oh, I want the other way around. And I don't want to become that person. I don't want to get myself trapped into that. I have a family member who was on prescription medication for a very long time, wrecked their teeth, multiple family members. Yeah, but I haven't lost my teeth yet, so that negative consequence doesn't really impact me, it doesn't really affect me. It's not something that I can really, why should I constantly using the suffering of someone else for my motivation. So rather than having this like fear or this, because if you don't then, which is a horrible mental pressure to constantly be having on yourself, don't do it. Do it so that you can report to your partner, to your mom, to your grandma, to your besties, to your group chat, whoever the fuck, to your silly psychic stoner bestie, Danny. Sorry, she always says that. She says something about like, tell your friends and tell your grandma, and as always, stay high. Tell them you brush your teeth. Tell them you floss your teeth. When they ask you why, tell them why. When they ask you like,
Oh, are you gonna stop telling me?
Tell them no. When it feels like a burden to tell them and you want to not tell them, recognize that your brain wants you to stop doing the good stuff. Your brain wants you to stop because your brain wants you to stop brushing your teeth in the beginning, right? It's not about the validation, it's about the completion. The potato storage overfilled. But anyways, it's just to say that, you know, maybe on the 5th day that you're telling your friend or your husband, whoever you're telling, that you brush your teeth and you floss, like maybe one day you'll finally just get tired of that and it'll just become your routine, you know? Or maybe you won't. Honestly, who cares? Today's video isn't about what happens when you get dependent on your system. It's just about developing a way to get yourself into the room. And the last room of the house that I wanted to give you a little bit of creative push to get yourself into is the closet. Now, I personally feel very confident in my work attire, but you might be someone who only doesn't get dressed on days that you feel bad. Can't fucking relate because I do feel the happiest when looking like this, but for the fashionistas in the house, start your outfit with either your shoes or your belt or like an accessory. Secondly, this one I think is kind of crazy, but if you really need a challenge or a push, creative push, either drastically overdress or underdress to the occasion, but try to do so in like a fashionable manner. And with that, we've unloaded the dishwasher. So I think I'm gonna go because I wanna wash all these dishes and I don't want you to have to listen to the water. If you made it this far, thank you so much, baddie. This video, chaotic. Was gonna be a walk and talk, but here's the piss, sis. I really gotta clean this kitchen before my husband comes home. So I didn't have time to do it all, and sometimes something's gotta give. And honestly, I think that's an accomplishment. The accomplishment is I showed up this week doing the most crazy random shit, and you can too. Let this be your creative push to start your own YouTube channel. Anyways, go ahead and leave me a sparkle emoji to spread the energy, spread the word. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell me how you're either gonna push yourself or acknowledge yourself this week, and we will ponder in the next one.